let's go on up to our African gallery. So we're here in our African gallery on the 4th floor of the Hamilton building. Another incredibly unusually shaped experience, a gallery that focuses entirely on our somewhat small African collection. One of the things that's unusual about this gallery is that it actually has a large superstructure in the middle, so objects are concentrated in the middle of the space as opposed to typically being out on the walls. This is another example of where we realized we could do something with iPods. So we have a custom-made bench, again with stainless or bulletproof stainless steel. And this one's a little bit different, where downstairs it was to create an environment, to create different themes. The music up here is actually featured African contemporary music from about 20 different African countries. So it's almost an audio tour of the music of Africa. So a slightly different experience, slightly different configuration here. We don't have the room for journals as part of this, but again, custom iPod interface, some hacking up of the notes mode and firmware, that sort of stuff. And also an experiment with different kinds of headphones to see if visitors have a strong preference one way or the other. These are a little bit more dainty, a little bit more elegant, slightly better sound fidelity, and early testing is inconclusive at this point, but so far it seems to work out pretty well. So, along with these unusual structures, it gave us an opportunity to do this, and I'll let Aubrey talk about it.
So what we have here is an area in this structure which is being used to display art that's specifically for kids to get them to interact with, in any way you can, the art. What we have here is a mask, and what we want to do is sort of tell a story about the mask, and we're using technology to do that. What we have is a custom video controller. We have a touch screen here, and that when you touch the screen, it plays the video. While that video is playing, one of the things that's important to note is that we've used a custom lighting controller to turn the light off on the mask. Now, one of the reasons for that was to draw attention back to the video. The lighting controller also has a couple of other uses. One, after the end of this video, the lighting level on the mask is going to increase to a relatively high level. And the purpose of that is so that you can see the mask and see the detail. Now, the mask doesn't want, for conservation reasons, to have a lot of light on it. So then after a few seconds, the light level goes back down on the mask to reduce the amount of light on the mask.
We've developed almost all of the software in-house and have extended a lot of, most of these machines end up being, in this case, it's a Mac Mini that's controlling these different elements. And we've been able to make it take advantage of a lot of the advanced OS X operating system, or not the operating system, but rather the programming layers and APIs that are available in that. In particular, we lucked out here because there's a company called Fidgets that allows us to interface very well with the custom LED lighting control. And so, this control doesn't exist off the market. We ended up creating the experience with our design team, the LED installation, figuring out how to control it, and then combining the overall experience. It's a good example of actually a bunch of different teams working together and us trying to find a good technical solution that works well. This casework is incredibly complex on the inside, enough so that even though the computer is right here, where the LED controls, you have to kind of get in through the top of this structure, and to get to this screen, it requires you to come in through the other side of this structure to climb through it and do this custom mounting, and then figure out how to mount it from the back so it doesn't actually come off of here, and how to do sound in here. And so it ends up being surprisingly complex for something that seems relatively straightforward. It's like, it's a touchscreen with a video. The experience was storyboarded, the animation was storyboarded in-house, part of it was animated in-house, and then also at a local college, and then just figuring out how to make it all work together. So, a good example of a lot of the very collaborative approach a lot of this has been taken.